The following program is rated U for universal audiences and is considered suitable for listeners of all ages.
This is a presentation of Dream Realm Enterprises, where dreams are our reality.
Okay, welcome back to the Magical Worlds podcast. This is the second episode of Season 2, and I am your host, Jon Russell. And of course, this is where we talk everything magic, monsters, and mayhem. We got a good episode for you today. We're going to be interviewing a guy who's been around Dream Realm Enterprises for many years now and done countless characters. He's kind of my go-to guy if I need something done relatively quickly and of course done well. Shane is the guy I call upon because he's a fairly versatile voice actor and he's a good friend. So we will be talking to Shane a little bit later about the two characters that he's playing currently in Magic, Monsters, and Mayhem, who of course are Gramble and Detlore, the evil one, the big bad. But first we want to talk a little bit about this week's episode, which just went out over the weekend, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. It was chapter 1, of course, of book 3, and it was called Prospero the Prophet, and that's what the episode was basically about, was Lily and her group meeting this strange fellow named Prospero, who calls himself a prophet. Of course, this might be a little spoilery, so be aware of that. You might want to listen to the episode before you listen to me ramble on any more about this story. So I'll give you that opportunity right here, right now, by playing a quick clip from this past week's episode.
It appears we have company.
Forgive my intrusion. I did not expect to run across anyone in these woods.
That's understandable. Not many wander these parts.
Yes, the foreign woods are known to be dangerous and full of horrors.
Which begs the question, why would you venture here?
Yeah, so start explaining some things to us.
Hi, like who might we be addressing?
Oh, forgive me. Where are my manners? I am Prospero Filente, sometimes better known as Prospero the Prophet.
Prophet?
Oh, just one of my many talents, I can assure you, young lady. Ooh, old Prospero has many talents, yes indeed.
Yeah, right.
I think Divine here will need a bit more convincing, as will we all.
Oh, fine. Well, you see, Prospero is famous for being a prophet, fortune teller, card reader, medicine man, and dung wrangler.
Dung wrangler? What in the realm is that?
I think he means that he shovels manure, for a living no less.
One does what one can to get by, what with family to provide for and all.
You have a family?
Oh, yes, but sadly, they're rather sickly at the moment. You see, plague has taken many in our village.
Plague? This guy has the plague? Get away from me then!
And here I thought you weren't afraid of anything, eh, Divine?
It's got nothing to do with being afraid. I just don't have any desire to be sick or dead.
Hang on, you guys. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Alright, so things are going to get spoilery now, so this is your last chance to turn this off and go listen to the episode before you listen any further, unless you just don't care to be spoiled. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the series now that it's back. Of course, on the podcast feed, you will be getting the short episodes, the short chapters, through the week, because we've been playing them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Of course, this past week was the first week of that, but yeah, we had the 3 shorts, and then we had the omnibus version over the weekend of the complete episode all together. So if any of you were trying to tune in on Monday when I debuted the first chapter, the first few hours that the episode was up, I noticed pretty late that I had actually put up the wrong version. So my apologies to anybody who had their stream interrupted, or or heard possibly the wrong thing. There was a couple of little mistakes in there, so you might have picked up on it, you might not have. But if you noticed anything weird that day, for the first 4 or 5 hours or so, I had the wrong version up there, and I took it down pretty quickly once I realized my mistake. I didn't think to proof what I put up there before I actually uploaded it, and ended up listening to the stream to see if everything sounded okay, which I normally do, and realized quickly, oh wait, this is the wrong thing. I mean, it was just a different version of that first chapter, but it wasn't the version that I had wanted to put up on the stream. So I took it back down and I put the correct one up. So if anybody was listening and all of a sudden it kind of cut out or something and you had to go back to it, and then it sounded different, well, that's why I had to fix it. And my apologies for the inconvenience on that. But, these technical things do happen, especially when you've got multiple versions and you're trying to keep things straight. And you're like me, and you were half asleep that morning, and I was trying to put it up early. And by doing so, I wasn't completely all awake that morning, and I threw up the wrong one. So, mistakes will happen, and I do apologize. So, but the correct one is up there now. So if you haven't heard the first few shorts and you want to, well, now everything is correct. But anyway, about this episode, Lily meets a guy, an odd fellow named Prospero the Prophet. He's played by Joe J. Thomas, who I've been trying to talk into playing something in this series for a while. My hope was to be able to talk Joe into playing a regular character in the series, but he's a busy guy, so he really didn't have time to do that. But he did agree to play like a one-off character, and I came up with this one-off character that was pretty important to the story, because Prospero ends up sort of pointing Lily in the direction that she needed to go. Not necessarily the direction she wanted to go, but points her in the direction she needs to go. And I won't say too much more on that, because this is still developing within the series. But you'll get to hear what that's all about this week in this next episode. So some interesting things coming up there. But Joe played this one-off character, which was originally just meant to appear in one episode, but the way things broke down in the editing, it goes over a couple at least. And he played he did a great job and delivered this great performance, which is a bit of an odd character, and quite interesting and fun. So I'm not going to say too much more, because I don't want to give away what's coming. But it's quite fun, quite interesting. But through all of this, of course, Lily gets pointed in a certain direction, and then Prospero goes on his way, and he ends up meeting Rosa and their group, and things are interesting there as well. So, but it's a lot of fun. I thought it was a pretty cool character, and I thought Joe really brought him to life in ways I didn't even imagine, and I knew it would go that way, because Joe is a terrific and brilliant performer, and he always brings a new dimension to anything that I write, and brings the characters to life. Of course, you guys know him better as Putch on Robots of the Company, or Lovely as well. He plays on that show, and he's played a few others along the way, but primarily Putch, and who is always our hapless leader on Robots of the Company, and kind of the central figure in that series. So yeah, poor Putch always is the one responsible, and kind of has to muddle through and somehow figure out the right things to do. And Joe plays him, and plays him wonderfully, of course. One of the most beloved characters we have in any of our Dream Realm productions. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to put this episode together. It's been a long time coming. Nice to have book 3 out there and going, and people getting to hear what we're doing, hear what we've been trying to put together, and hopefully you're enjoying the adventure and continue to enjoy the adventure. There's so much ahead. We've got 10 episodes this season, 10 full episodes, and we've got 30 shorts, is what that breaks down to as well. So, like I said, if you go onto the feed, you are going to be hearing little bits of the story every other day through the week. So, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, you will be hearing little chunks of the story. And then on the weekend, you'll get the whole thing together in one regular half-hour type episode. So whichever way you want to hear it, that's your choice. It's no big deal. You can get both versions on the feed. You don't have to listen to one version if you don't want to listen to, if you don't want to listen to the shorts, you don't have to. If you don't want to listen to the longer one, you don't have to. Hopefully you just listen to the story. However you digest it, hopefully you digest it. Now, I had mentioned some giveaways. We are going to be doing some giveaways this summer. And we're not going to quite do it yet. We'll probably be another episode or two before we get into that fully, but I do want to make you guys aware. We've got some Magic Monsters and Mayhem merchandise that we are going to be giving away to some of you lucky listeners. So keep listening, and continue to listen to Magic Monsters and Mayhem and this show, the Magical Worlds podcast, for ways to win. And it's fairly important that you listen to the show, because there might be a trivia question or two that will be involved in getting this merchandise. So it's very important that you have some knowledge of the series. And so yeah, there will be a couple of ways to winning some of this merch, and I'll tell you what we're going to have. I've got some of these stickers that we have on our store, in the Dream Realm store. They're Magic Monsters and Mayhem stickers. Not very big. I actually have them here, and I'm going to post some pictures of them up on the website. So go to dreamrealmsite.com, to the Magical Worlds podcast page, and you'll be seeing those real soon. If they're not up there yet, by the time I put this episode up, they will be very soon. So keep an eye out. We're going to put some pictures of those up there. I just received this past week. I just received in the mail my T-shirt, the Magic Magic Monsters and Mayhem T-shirt that Victor Aurelius, who plays Rast, designed for us. It's a beautiful shirt. I chose the lime green shirt. You can get them in a few different colors. If you go to the Dream Realm store, you'll get to pick through if you decide to buy one for yourself. And by buying one, you'll just be helping us out. You'll be, the proceeds that we get, the cut that we get out of that goes right back into these productions. It pays the bills. It helps us to pay for our podcast feed. It helps us pay for our server, our domain. All those things cost money. And normally that just comes out of my pocket. And, we're not rich here. We're just poor producers. And we're just doing this for the love of the art and for you guys, for your benefit. So rather than just ask for donations or something like that, or even selling CDs or something of our shows, we're just asking you to peruse the Dream Realm store. And if there's something you like, hey, go ahead and grab it, and you will actually be helping us out. You'll get a cool piece of merchandise, but you'll also help us out to keep the lights on, basically, and keep our shows coming to you. So if you're enjoying our shows and you want to hear more, Yes, here's the PBS pledge drive. But if you do like our shows and you want to hear more, you want to keep it coming, then the way to help us do that, apart from just listening and letting us know that you enjoy it, is to actually buy some merch. And our cut of that goes right back into, producing these shows. It helps us pay the bills so that we can keep going. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So you benefit, we benefit. You get some cool merch that you can wear around or display and say, I love this show, whether it be Robots of the Company or Magic Monsters and Mayhem or whatever. We have mugs, we have stickers, we have t-shirts, we have totes. There's a number of different things on there that you can choose from that will represent your favorite show. This new t-shirt that we have now, it's a graphic tee that Victor Aurelius designed for us. It's really beautiful. It's a nice thing that he can, it's not our official logo on it, but it's something cool that Vic came up with. I really loved it. And I'm going to show you some pictures of the shirt that I got so that you'll see what it actually looks like. And I'll post those up as well on the Magical Worlds page. And you'll get to see what that looks like. Maybe even me wearing it. So, see my ugly mug in a t-shirt. But you'll get to see what that is. And at some point this summer, we're actually going to give away one of those t-shirts. Don't worry, it will be your size. You will tell us what size you want and what color you want and all that good stuff, and we will get one to you. One lucky winner out there who will do what it takes to win one. So keep your ears open and keep listening to this show and Magic Monsters and Mayhem this summer. And by the end of the summer, you may actually be receiving a free t-shirt. The new Magic Monsters and Mayhem graphic tee designed by our own Victor Aurelius. So check that out. Go to the Dream Realm store. Go to the Dream Realm store and check that out, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And the stickers are on there as well, and you'll see what we're going to be giving away. We're going to be giving away a few of those stickers, and we're going to be giving away one t-shirt to one lucky listener. So there's some lucky people out there that are going to get some exclusive DRE merch, Magic Monsters and Mayhem merch at that. So if you enjoy this show, then you might be eligible to win, and we will tell you how to enter and win in an upcoming episode of this show, the Magical Worlds Podcast. All right, we are going to be talking to Shane Harris now, who plays Gramble and Detlore. So here is a clip of him in action as Detlore. So and listen to that, and then we will be talking to Shane.
Save your breath. I know what you seek.
You do?
Of course. It's about your father, isn't it?
Yes, but how did you...
I know the answer to your question. And the answer is no. Your father did not die.
Father?
Hey, John. Thank you for having me on the Magical Worlds podcast. Hello, everybody.
So, tell us when and how you got involved with Dream Realm Enterprises.
I got involved with Dream Realm. It was years ago. It was playing a character on Robots of the Company. I think the first one I played was Boffin. There might have been one before that, and it's been a while, so I cannot remember who it was before Boffin. So I'll say Boffin was my first character. I could be wrong.
How many characters have you played over the years in various DRE projects, and what are some of your favorites?
I have played. Let's see, one, two. I think it's about 6 or 7 characters so far in the Dream Realm audio dramas. I think that's how many I've played, and so far my favorites have been Captain Brickjammer from Robots. I get to play a pirate. I love doing a pirate voice. And then, of course, the new one, Detlore, in Magic Monsters and Mayhem. Those so far are my favorite ones to play. With Detlore, I get to play a bad guy. So,
tell us a little bit about both of these characters you're playing in Magic Monsters and Mayhem, and who they are.
Gramble, he's kind of a crazy character. He likes to drink, and I think he likes to party. I kind of get the feeling he doesn't really seem to like to do a whole lot of work other than hanging out at the tavern and telling old stories. He's kind of roped into doing more for the group than what he really wants to do. Detlore is definitely a major baddie. I haven't really quite figured out what his whole plan is, but he's definitely the bad guy and one to be reckoned with. So I haven't quite figured out what his main goal is.
So do you prefer playing good guys or bad guys?
So far, I've not really had the chance to play a whole lot of bad guys. So right now I'm enjoying playing the bad guy more than a good guy. I really get to overact and go over the top with him, and with Detlore anyway. So he's really the first bad guy I've played. So I've really enjoyed it.
So how did you get into voice acting?
I got into voice acting with a local group here in Richmond called the On the Air Radio Players. We do old-time radio scripts in front of a live audience 3 times a year. I've been involved with that. I'm actually on the board where we choose the scripts and what kind of theme it's going to be. So that was really where I started doing the voice acting. So it's gone on from there, to online. I've made a bunch of friends. I've been in their production, so it's been a lot of fun. It's something that I really enjoy. I love listening to old time radio. The Shadow, Jack Benny, and all of that stuff. So I mean, that's kind of what really started me really getting into voice acting, was just listening to old time radio, and then finding the on the air radio players and groups online and stuff. So it really started with listening to old time radio and all that. So.
Thanks for joining us on the Magical Worlds podcast, Shane. It was good talking with you.
Well, thank you for having me, John. I definitely appreciate it, and I look forward to being in more Dream Realm Enterprises productions.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us for this week's Magical Worlds podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed what you heard. It was great to talk to Shane Harris, and it was great to talk to you guys. Keep in mind that giveaways are coming up, and keep listening to this show, please, and keep listening to Magic Monsters and Mayhem, please, for your chance to win that merch. And we talked about that earlier, so I won't go into that now. But thank you for joining us. I'm going to wrap this up, and next time we'll have another interview. I'm not sure which one we will be going with next, but we are going to be interviewing a few cast members over the summer. We'll have another one for you real soon, and we'll be talking about the next episode as well as more info on those exclusive giveaways of exclusive DRE MMM merch. So thanks for joining me, guys, and please join me next time, all right? Thanks, and stay tuned.
This program is copyright 2019, all rights reserved, and is brought to you by Dream Realm Enterprises. The journey continues.